Okay, I think we're good. Yeah! Okay. So, let me know if this has ever happened to you. You go into the Metal Archives. You search up a band in here. Oh no! They're nothing. Avenged Sevenfold not in the archives. Okay. Let's go Gorguts. Sure. Totally good. Doesn't really make a lot of sense, does it? There are some bands in here that just like aren't in here. There are some bands that are in here, and it's like completely random. That's what we're going to talk about. How weird the Metal Archives is. So, we're going to start with bands that are not included. We're going to start off with Metalcore. So let's start with a Metalcore band. Let's do Trivium, my favorite band ever. Trivium, they're in here. All right. Similar artists, let's see who else. Killswitch Engage, Shadows Fall, As They Lay Dying, Silosis, All That Remains, Unearth, The Agonist, God Forbid, Divine Heresy. There's quite a few Metalcore bands in here. Perfect. Let me let's try Bullet for My Valentine. Let's look them up. Okay. Sure, how about August Burns Red? What's going on here? Why? And now let's do Unearth. Bam, right here. It literally says Metalcore right there. And yet when there's another Metalcore band that's like probably even more metal than Unearth, like August Burns Red or something, they're not in here. It makes no sense. And let's go to something that makes even less sense. Meshuggah. Obviously, Meshuggah are in here. They're obviously thrash. They're obviously a metal band. However, their justification, the band was accepted into the Metal Archives based on their material up to and including Contradiction's Collapse, which, by the way, is their very first album, released in 1991, and it is a thrash metal album. This album is basically like a groove metal, and like it's basically just a groove metal album, technical groove thrash metal, basically, yeah. And so what they're saying here is they're only in the archives because of the stuff they released up to and including Contradiction's Collapse, their very first album, which means something like Chaosphere or Nothing, which are gent albums, very much metal albums. If Meshuggah didn't release Contradiction's Collapse, Meshuggah would not be in here, which makes absolutely zero sense whatsoever. Let's see what similar artists we got. Gojira, Strapping Young Lad, Fear Factory, Devin Townsend. Okay, let's try another gent band. How about Periphery? What the fuck? Okay, how about Animals as Leaders? It makes no sense whatsoever. Bands like Animals as Leaders, obviously metal. Meshuggah, obviously metal. But according to them, they were only metal up until 1991. It makes zero sense. Now, let's talk about Deathcore. Lorna Shore. Let's see. Lorna Shore is in here. All right, similar artists. Let's see. Shadow of Intent, Mental Cruelty. Yeah. All this sort of stuff makes sense. Suicide Silence. Let's try them. Not included. That makes no sense. Suicide Silence are very obviously metal. Let's try another deathcore band. Job for a Cowboy. Job for a Cowboy are included. Now, yeah, they're not really deathcore anymore. Pretty much only Doom was, but still. It makes no sense. How about, what's another deathcore band? You know what? Let's do Peeling Flesh. They're not deathcore, but let's see if they're in here. Perfect. What's another deathcore band? How about Despised Icon? Despised Icon are in here, but Suicide Silence are not. Makes no sense at all. Now, for the one that makes the least sense, Rush. Why the fuck are Rush in here? Like, what? Again, no sense whatsoever as to why Rush is in the Metal Archives. They are not a metal. They literally say right here, progressive rock. They are not a metal band. Rush is not. Who the fuck thinks that Rush is a metal band? Metal Archives apparently, but oh no, Suicide Silence, and that is not metal at all. Let's try another. How about Slipknot? I very much misspelled that. Slipknot. Okay. This is a different Slipknot, not to be confused with the better known nu metal / rock band from Des Moines. Nu metal / rock band. No. They don't have any nu metal bands. No Slipknot. Let's try Korn. Nope. System of a Down. Nope. Cold Chamber. Nope. It does not make any sense. Mushroom Head. Nope. Alien Ant Farm. No. No nu metal bands at all. It does not make any sense. Like, not at all. Now, let's switch this to artist. Let's type in a rapper. Let's go Method Man from the Wu-Tang Clan. So, Method Man is in here because of 2 songs he did on an Ozzy Osbourne compilation album. What? Let's see who else we got in here. Miss fucking... Okay, well, I probably should have seen that one. But, like, it makes no sense at all. Let's see. We got, like, the entirety of the Wu-Tang Clan. Like, what the fuck? Literally, that is the only reason these people are in here. That is literally the only reason. I'm sure Ice Cube is, because, like, Body Count is probably... Oh, I know it's Ice-T. I'm fucking stupid. Ice-T, let's see. Body Count right here. Body Count is in here. Perfect. Limp Bizkit. Nope. No Limp Bizkit. Okay. This is fucking dumb. This makes 0 sense. Like, even a little bit. Now, I'm pretty sure that there's a section here. Like, probably, is it in the forum? Right here. Why was Band X accepted? This is not helping. Let's try. Why are certain bands in the Metal Archives? Rules and guidelines. Here we go. Heavy metal only. All bands submitted to the site must be metal bands, and you have to prove to us that it's really metal. This site owners have a strict definition of what metal is. They will only accept bands that deem to be metal enough. Must provide compelling evidence that the band you submit is indeed metal. Disagreements about metalness will occur, but it's up to the staff to draw the line. You are free to have a different opinion, but if you want your band to be accepted, read on. So according to the staff, Rush is a metal band, but Meshuggah after 1991 is not. What? I'm sorry. Like, no. We do not accept the following. Nu metal. Metalcore and Deathcore unless it is clearly more core. As they lay dying on earth, all shall perish, okay? Atreyu, Architects, Bullet from Valentine, Parkway Drive, Chelsea Grin, Slide to Prevail, and Suicide Silence are not? What? You do not include Chelsea Grin, but you include As I Lay Dying, All Shall Perish. You have All Shall Perish, but not Suicide Silence? What? Hard rock, e.g. Led Zeppelin, Your I Hate Blue Oyster Cult, Alice Cooper, Kiss, but you have Deep Purple. You have Deep Purple, which literally says hard rock right there. I don't think anyone thinks Deep Purple are a metal band. Let's see, glam rock, that makes sense. Prog rock, King Crimson, Porcupine Tree, Tool, but you have Rush. Excuse me? Excuse me. Hardcore, Hatebreed, Earth Crisis, Agnostic Front. Those are like early metalcore bands. Grindcore, AC, Last Days of Humanity, Man is the Bastard. Little to zero metal riffs, AC. Are you kidding me? Crust punk, Dysphere, Doom, Wolf. Bro. Punk, that one makes sense. Industrial rock, Nine Inch Nails, Rammstein. Alternative / modern hard rock, Avenged Sevenfold, Evanescence, Audioslave, Godsmack, Five Finger Death Punch. Avenged Sevenfold is a metal band. Like, come on, bro. Pop with metal elements, Amaranth, Baby Metal. I'm totally fine with those. Gent, e.g. examples, Animal Just Leaders, Periphery, Tesseract, Monuments. So they don't think that Gent is metal, but they think that Rush is. Noise, ambient music. Are you being serious right now? I know I have seen like dungeon synth bands on here. I can't think of any, but I have seen like Dark Wave. I've seen ambient. I've seen dungeon synth on the Metal Archives. Bro. No high lung, really? This makes no sense. No cover bands. Really? Okay. But see, these rules make no fucking sense. Also, how the fuck is Ginger new metal? But metalcore and deathcore, unless it is clearly more metal than core. All Shall Perish. Slaughter, Chelsea Grin, Suicide Silence are like obviously metal bands. How about Whitechapel? It literally says deathcore right there. Are you kidding me? Like, seriously, this does not make any sense. Their rules are extremely vague. They break them all the time. Their inclusion of some bands makes no sense. Their exclusion of other bands also doesn't make sense. All of this is just confusing as fuck. But either way, this website is still incredible, despite the fact that it, for whatever reason, thinks that Suicide Silence isn't a metal band. Like, what the fuck? It's so weird. It doesn't make any sense. Like, are you kidding me? Oh my god. How about I remember they didn't have Between the Buried and Me for a long time. Did they add them actually? If it'll load. Hello. Let me try. Okay. Wait. I could have sworn they had them on here. Between the Buried and Me is very much a metal band. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? This website is a joke.